Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Monday the 26th of September 2022. Now, there's actually a lot going on today. I'm going to jump into it now. It had to end sometime. All good things come to an end. Millwall under-21 suffered first defeat of campaign. Yeah, a bit of funny business going on as well. What's happening here? So, Millwall under-21 suffered a first defeat of the Professional Development League campaign on Monday afternoon as Reading were 2-1 winners at the Select Cardiff Stadium. With Sean Scott and Andy Carroll's goals put the Royals 2-0 up. Yes. You read that correctly. Andy Carroll, former England international, who's about 33 years old. They chucked him in for an under-21 game against a strong Millwall side that won 7 games in a row. That's how they do it. The Lions could not find an equaliser. Despite a late George Walker consolation, the Lions could not find an equaliser. Kevin Nugent's side have won their first 7 matches of the 22-23 season, but have now had that run ended by the Berkshire outfit. Next up for Millwall under-21s is the visit of Bristol City to the Den on Monday the 3rd of October. Yeah, next Monday, 1 PM kickoff at the Den. Team in second place, Bristol City. So hopefully they won't bring half their first team down for that. Gilmore, Smith, Adam Maliki, Muller, Penny, Ockley, Allen, Lawson, Boateng, Abdul Malik and Drozd, and the subs are Coleman, Essay, Leahy, Evans and Walker. And yeah, like I said yesterday, the game might be on YouTube Live. It was on YouTube Live. It was on Reading FC's YouTube channel. I think it's still there. The match is still there, but it was there live. And what can I say? The Millwall played well. They were up against it. Reading. Well, if we actually move on, and we'll see. Go to the opposite angle from the Reading Chronicle.co.uk. Reading FC under-21 beat Millwall. Andy Carroll scoring. Yeah, great. Well done. Scored against under-21 team. Well done, mate. So a strong side full of first team experience. Yaku Mete, Dean Buzanis, and Nesta Guinness-Walker, as well as Andy Carroll. So they got 4 first teamers there, including a goalkeeper. It was an international goalkeeper. So they literally chucked a load of first team players in to try and make sure they won the game. And that's what's going to happen in away games. So if you go to Reading FC Academy, you can see the goals. They probably just have the Reading goals. But yeah. What can you do? What can you do when teams do that? This is the thing. It's a double whammy because when you go on away, you got an away game. That's tough already to go away and win a game. But when you do that, you're more likely to have teams put some first team players in. Because first team players, if you tell them you're playing under 23 game, you go, oh, okay, where is it? Well, it's at Reading. It's our ground. It's at Reading. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll play in that. If you ask them to play in an under 21 game away, oh, well, where is it? Oh, it's in Cardiff. Yeah, fuck that. I'm not going down there. They wouldn't do it. Which is why it was remarkable in last season when Ben Thompson was playing any game in the under 23s. He was travelling all over with them. It wasn't a problem for him. But when you go away, they'll chuck first team players in because the first team players, yeah, oh, I'll play. No problem. They just got to go from the training ground to the ground. Sometimes the games are at a training ground, don't even have to do that. That's how it goes. So you got the double whammy that these teams will chuck in first team players to strengthen the team just to get the win, even though youth football, age restricted football, it's about developing the players. And I think they said this, Rowett said this last in terms of why isn't Bodvarsson playing for the under-21s? Why isn't we had these players who weren't playing? Well, why aren't they in the under? Because they were not on the bench either. Why aren't they playing for the under-23s? And he said, look, I speak to the manager and I make them available. If they've got problems in that area, if they've got suspensions or injuries, then yeah, the player will play. It's not fair to kick a kid out of the under-21s to put a first-team player in, but you get teams like Reading, yeah, they'll kick their kids out just to win a game against seven-game unbeaten Millwall. What can you do against that? What can you do? Goals. What would you say about the goals? Probably ball watching. I don't want to be too harsh in terms of the goals we conceded. Probably ball watching from Alfie Allen a little bit. I don't know. You should think maybe the Adam Maliki could have had a word with him or done something himself. I don't know. And then the other goal was Andy Carroll header. He was jumping up one-on-one with Aidan Muller, and he won the ball, headed it towards goal, and it was in the goal. And you got to think, just had me thinking, like, I don't think any of our youth team, none of them have that bit of spite in them. None of them have that bit of, they're dirty, they're like fierce, you know what I mean? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? They're there to play football, and it's not a fight. Like, they obviously don't want to get injured. If they get injured, like, their career's over. It's done and dusted. You can't afford to get injured at this at age, because everything moves on and you're left out. In the cold, no one's waiting for you to come back. You haven't proven yourself yet, and you can't prove yourself if you're injured. So I can see why some of them don't do that. And as I say, one of the few players in under 21s for Millwall who does have a bit of bite about him, a bit of fierceness, is actually injured right now. Tyrese Briscoe. So kind of proves a point. But you look at Hayden Muller and you think he's too calm, he's too relaxed. He's like an Italian defender, you know what I mean? Like, chilled. It is a wrestling match sometimes. It is a grappling contest. You got, like, could he have just probably gave up trying, wrestled with Carroll and gave away the penalty? If that happens, that happens. But as long as they don't score, then in the moment, and if they score later, oh, it is what it is. But you just think, but what can you do? I don't know. It's not fair that Reading chucked in 4 first-team players to try and end Millwall's 7-game unbeaten run. Well, it is what it is. So this is what happens now. This is where we are. Not bad little run. Good performances from Millwall. Even, like I say, even today, when they were going up against first-team players, they still looked alright at times. So if we look at the table, we'll switch it to the table and how the table stands now. Won 7 games, lost 1. We're playing Bristol City next week, Monday. And like I said, hopefully they don't do the same tricks, which I don't think they will, because Bristol to London is a massive journey. So I can't see any first-team players wanting to do that off their own steam. So hopefully it's a fair contest. We have actual under-21 players playing each other, and the best team wins, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, pretty good defence. Only conceded 4 goals, so we've got a good attack. We've got the best attack in the league, so we'll see how that stands out. Next Monday, 1 o'clock at the Den. So, moving on. Sunderland game has been rearranged. You know, the one that was supposed to take place the weekend after the Queen died? This was phoned. It's Millwall due to face Sunderland in first action following Championship shutdown for World Cup. So Millwall's away match at Sunderland, postponed due to the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, has been rescheduled for December 3rd. The Saturday fixture, so that's a Saturday, and the Stadium of Light will have a 12:30 start. Now, if it's a Saturday, why haven't we already got a game there? Well, this is in the break for the World Cup. We're supposed to come back on the 10th. but they're letting clubs do games the week before. Now, we're getting to this later. The Saturday fixture at the Stadium of Light will have a 12:30 start. We'll get into that later as well. It will be the Lions' first action after the mid-season shutdown for Championship clubs due to the World Cup taking place in Qatar. We all have 10 more games to play before the break, 6 of those on the road. Ticket and travel details on the match will be confirmed in due course, said Millwall in a statement on their official website. Furthermore, supporters who purchased tickets for the original fixture online or via telephone or purchased coach travel have now been refunded, with transactions set to take 3 to 5 working days to settle. If you purchase a ticket at the Den's ticket office, then the club will be in contact with you shortly for your refund. If you bought a ticket with cash, then you need to visit the ticket office on match day to inquire about your refund. Well, why on match day? I don't understand that. Millwall will follow up with a home match against Wigan the following weekend, so that was supposed to be the first game back, Wigan, 10th. Now, it's Sunderland away at 12:30 in the afternoon. Why is that? The World Cup is still going on. That day, Saturday the 3rd December, is the first day of knockout games. If England finish second in their group, they will play on that day. I believe it's either a 5 or a 7:30 start. So it could be a double header with the England game. But here's the thing. I think a lot of people are watching the England team and out on the plane and what Gareth Southgate's doing and think, there's probably like a 50-50 chance we're not getting out of this group because Gareth Southgate is a shit fucking manager. So that is a possibility. But yeah, and that's why it's a 12:30 start as well. We can't have it at 3 o'clock because some kind of rule. I don't know if it's a law or rule. FIFA don't want professional games happening at the same time as the World Cup games are happening. So you can have it before or after. You can't have it during the same time. They don't want no clash. They want the whole football world to stop and look at this abomination in Qatar. So that's what's happening. Which is kind of interesting because this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, and in the morning we had this also from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Millwall target Premier League or European opposition as friendly options during break for World Cup. And if we go down, it tells you when the break is. We'll get into that. Millwall are looking at lining up friendlies, in plural, against either Premier League or European teams to help keep up fitness levels and match sharpness during the extended shutdown of the Championship during the World Cup. The Championship will stop playing fixtures between November the 13th and December the 9th. The Lions will not have any players at the World Cup, which takes place in Qatar from November the 20th until December the 18th. We almost had a dress rehearsal in COVID when we came back after 4 weeks. Millwall boss Gary Rowett told the Southland Press. We'd only have 5.5 weeks of pre-season. There's a chance that some teams may be able to play a game earlier. There is a possibility. That's what he said there. That clubs are looking into the opportunity to play a league game a week earlier, but we're working off the back of 4 weeks without a match. So they knew in the background that was a possibility. Because obviously we got these games that have been postponed because of the Queen's funeral. Where are they going to play them? Where are they going to play? I don't think most teams haven't played them yet. I think 1 or 2 may have played them, but I think most teams haven't. So some people said, well, how about that week before, December the 3rd, that we play in Sunderland? We'll probably give the players a week off to let them recharge and refresh mentally, and we will almost have a 3-week mini pre-season. We're already looking at a couple of friendlies against either Premier League teams or European opposition. Ideally at the Den, but we haven't quite confirmed that yet. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. Good stuff. Games at the Den. Mid-season friendly. Kind of weird, kind of unusual, interesting. We'll see about that. But there is something else. There is going to be a game at the Den, more on that later. That isn't the charity game. So yeah, who could this be? Premier League team at the Den? Don't know about that. It's not going to be a big team, is it? It's not going to be your Tottenhams. Definitely not going to be your West Hams. Arsenal, probably not. Doubt it. So what? Forest, Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth. Maybe, I don't know. But if they want to play a game, maybe they'll do it. St Johnstone, maybe some from Scotland. St Johnstone, there's a lot of problems with Scotland. Everyone's saying like Rangers, Celtic, that's not going to happen. Even back in the day, I think when Hibernian came down, there was trouble. So St Johnstone, I don't think there's going to be any trouble. Not really. We have links with them. Obviously, we were loaning them players and stuff. It's going to be a little bit different and quite strange. Some teams will go away for a week and almost have warm weather training. I'm not a massive fan of that. I've done that before twice and found it hasn't quite worked out. I've wanted it to work. Millwall are about to resume league action this weekend at Blackburn after the latest international break. The challenge this season could be, with the Sunderland game being off and the international break, that it feels very, very sporadic in the period before Christmas, said Rowett. We're certainly going to make up for that because I'm pretty sure after Christmas that we'll be seeing quite a few games in a short space of time. It is what it is. You have to think about the best way of approaching the winter break. Clearly, it's not to work for the whole 4 weeks because by the time you get 2 or 3 weeks in, the players almost feel fatigued again mentally. You have to give them these little opportunities to get a breather. It might be the first time that everyone gets a chance to go away in November. I'm sure players are looking at where they can get a bit of sunshine for a few days. We'll try our best to make good decisions and give ourselves half a chance coming back and hitting the ground running. Indeed, indeed. And this is probably one situation where we could do ourselves a favour if we play this right compared to the other teams in our division. If we can do something that helps us and they do it better than they do it, could be a good little boost for us in terms of where we are competing in the league compared to our rivals. So yeah, so this was in the morning. Gary Rowett said this. He said that there's a possibility that we might have a game in the week before we're supposed to come back. And lo and behold, it has come to pass. Sunderland away, December the 3rd, 12:30 in the afternoon, early kickoff. So fuck knows what time you got to wake up in the morning if you're going to drive up on a day. Or 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I think it's one of those you got to drive on a Friday night, probably and stay over. Interesting. So here we go. In terms of games closer to home to date, this is from southernnews.co.uk. Gary Rowett says he's ready for Millwall's tough October fixtures. The Lions will face 4 away matches before the start of November. Holy moly. That's bad because our away form is shit. Gary Rowett doesn't believe that Millwall's tough run of fixtures in October can be considered an excuse as his side look to record their first away win of the season. The Lions have already played 5 of the top 6 teams in the Championship, while their next 2 matches will be away against the teams currently occupying 7th, Blackburn Rovers, and 8th, Rotherham United, in the table. Later in October, they will also play the teams that currently sit 9th, Bristol City, and 10th, Watford. That might be a rough one because Watford have just got a new manager. They yeeted out the shit manager from Rob Edwards from Forest Green Rovers. What was that all about? Why did they go and get him? That was bizarre manager signing of the decade, signing him up. And then they actually got Slaven Bilic in. So that's just in time for them to sort themselves out and give us a spanking. Fantastic. Thanks for that. Highlighting the difficulty of Millwall's start to the season. Despite this, Rowett is keen for his side's arduous fixtures not to be considered as an excuse for their performances and results, stressing the fact that the Lions will have to play every team twice over the course of the season, no matter what, and that they don't get to pick and choose when those games are played. Well, indeed. What is the phrase? I'm playing all the right notes, but not particularly in the right order. There is a rhyme and a reason. The fixtures can be kind to you, like we saw with, like I'm saying now about the manager being sacked. If we had played them under the shit manager, That's lucky for us. Now we might get a decent one. Not only that, it's not happening right now. They've got a couple of weeks to get sorted. And that's not good for us. So the fixtures can lie in a good way and a bad way for you. If you look at 3 out of our 4 away games, all 4 are long journeys, but 3 of them are first, second, and fourth, so far away from home. Told me, isn't it? That's a championship, though, isn't it? Basically, you've got to play everyone away, play everyone at home, so it doesn't really matter in which way round you do it. We spoke a little bit about the fixtures. Probably could have been easier, or could have been kinder. That's not really something we can worry about. We've just got to go out there and make sure that we get that first victory on the road. I think that'll be a huge psychological boost for us. That's really what we're focusing on, rather than the run of games or looking too far ahead. I think again our focus is on the next game. We'll focus as well as we can to try and pick the right team and see if we can win it. Indeed, what is the next game? Blackburn Rovers away. That's all we need to do. Focus on that and get a result from that. Now Gary Rowett is focusing in terms of professionally on that Blackburn game, but he's got another target in his life, in his personal life. For the day after, he's running the London Marathon. I've told you this. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Millwall boss Gary Rowett sets race time target for this weekend's London Marathon. Millwall manager Gary Rowett set himself a target of going under the 4-hour barrier in Sunday's London Marathon. The Lions boss is raising money for the Lions Food Hub. Rowett is a regular runner, he told the South London Press. Because I'm down here most of the week with no family down here, I've got a little bit of time. It's a fabulous place to run anyway, in the city and on the South End. There are loads of great routes. I did it in 2016. It was just something I wanted to do again. I got offered a place and spoke to the club and asked if there's a charity you would like to raise some money for. They spoke about the Lions Food Hub, which I remember being talked about in last season's Player of the Year. It's really eye-opening in today's world that people are desperately needing the food hub. It's generally helping them out in a tough situation financially. It's a really good cause. I ran the last one for meningitis charity for children, and I've done another for cancer charity. It's good to do one this time that means a little bit more locally and to give a little more back. I finished with quite a bad knee injury, so I can't do too many miles of training. Breaking 4 hours was always something to aim for, something that had a 3 on it, basically like 3.59. I did London last time and went off far too quick and got to mile 18 and basically crumbled. It's the most humbling experience doing one anyway, because no matter how fit you think you are, you realise you're not particularly good at long distance running. I did 4 hours 6 minutes for London the first time. I did Leicester a few years before that. My watch said 3:59:59, but my official race time was 4 hours and 1 second. So that was particularly galling. I'm looking to break 4 hours. I'll be quite happy with that. So there you go. Click here for more information and to donate. You can also donate to the Lions Food Hub here. So yeah, he has a target in mind for himself. Get under 4 hours. And you gotta wish him good luck with that. I wonder if the weather matters. I'm sure last time when he did it, it was warmer because it would have been in April. Does it matter that it's in September now? I don't know. Good luck to you. Good luck to you, Gary. Good luck. Now, today, the big game for Callum Styles. Hungary. They lost 2-0 to Italy. Italy, they get themselves in these situations and they always come out clutch. When they need to win, they can do it. You saw that against England in that final game the other year. They do what they do when they need to do it. Callum Styles came on at half time because Hungary were losing 1-0 at half time, and they needed to score a goal, and it looked like they weren't going to do that with the team that they were playing. And we'll see in a minute what happened when that happened. So if we go to the rating first, this is from WhoScored.com. You're going to see Callum Styles, 45 minutes of football, their 4th best player. Yep. Touches of the ball, number 7, 41. Offensively, the most shots in the game, He only had 40. He only played the second half. 4 shots on target. No, 4 shots, 3 on target. So sadly, couldn't get that goal. But if they were going to get it, probably would have come from him. You can see here, most shots on target. So they had 3, 4, 5, 6. They had 6 shots on target against one of the best keepers in the world. What's his name? Donnarumma. He got man of the match. Yeah. So you got to be something special to beat him, and just didn't quite have it. So they won't be going to the end of season tournament. In terms of, defensively he had 1 tackle, so he was literally attacking, and you can see here. So passes, he had 26 passes, and he had an accuracy of 88.5, which is up there with the best. Geezer that he replaced, Adam Nagy, at 88.6 off of 35, so not bad. And he had 1 long ball, which was accurate. And there you go, 6.28 rating. Just falling short, Hungary, but decent performance from them. They did quite well. And if you saw England's game today, they were 2-0 down, and then they started to play. Kind of like Millwall. Let's go 2-0 down, and then let's start to attack. A lot of people online are making comparisons between the way Millwall play and the way England play, and let's hope we don't repeat what they're doing here, because they are now relegated. They didn't win a group game, and yeah, Hungary just missing out on getting into the finals by 1 point. But they actually had the best defence. They only conceded 5 goals in 6 games. England, the worst defence, with Harry Maguire playing in it. Of course it fucking is. Which is, why would you play defensively if you got a shit player like that playing defence? Who knows? Ask Gareth Southgate and work shit out. But there you go. That is it. Done and dusted. I think we're still waiting for tomorrow. George Saville may or may not be playing for Millwall against Greece. The last couple of away games, he didn't travel with them. I think it's maybe vaccine related. I'm not too sure. But we'll see. I don't know if he's travelling out there to Greece for them. It's a nothing game for them, really. They can't really do anything, I don't think. So we'll see. Now, moving on to this. Like I said, during that World Cup break, there will be a game at the Den. It's going to be a charity game, and this is it. Now, this is the piece on Millwall that tells you absolutely nothing about what the hell this is. millfc.co.uk. Rugby for Heroes, Battle of the Balls. Okay. What's that then? The world of rugby takes on the world of football in the Battle of the Balls at the Den on Friday, 11th November. That will be 11th of November. You know, if those of you who know, those that know. Kick off 7:45 p.m. and tickets are now on general sale. Tickets are priced at £10 adults, £5 under 16s, and £1 under 12s. And there's all the stuff about buying. So, what the hell is it? What is it? What am I buying here? This is marketing zero head. Well, here we go. battleoftheballs.co.uk. So the world of rugby versus the world of football. This year, the Battle of the Balls makes its debut appearance at Millwall FC Stadium, London, where our ex-international rugby players take on the ex-professional football squad and celebrity guests on Remembrance Day to honour and raise funds for our military servicemen and women, managed by stars Mick McCarthy and Harry Redknapp, to come along for the journey and watch the legendary RFH team take on any challenge in this Battle of the Balls. So what is? I think it's a charity set up by Rugby Bods. Maybe Mike Tinder's involved, I'm not too sure. And they've already, earlier the year, they had a rugby game at Gloucester, and I think it was between ex-rugby players and ex-football players, which would have been fucking hilarious to watch ex-football players playing rugby, because literally everyone can play football. It's like the base fucking sport. Anyone played that anywhere in the country in the playground. That was it. Playing football. How many people play rugby? I played like a few times. I didn't play a game. We played in PE. We did training for rugby, and I don't particularly like rugby because you're not supposed to throw it forwards. Yes, no, you're supposed to throw it backwards. You can't throw it sideways or forwards, I believe. I don't know much about it. But every time I watch it on the TV, I don't know, it's the way the camera angle is. It always looks like they're throwing it forwards and they're getting away with it. The same reason I don't like basketball, like travelling. When I was taught in PE about playing basketball and travelling, you watch the NBA, they do that shit all the fucking time and no one says anything. I'm like, bro, that's not basketball, that's basketball-ish. So yeah, but this is a charity game. It's in 45 days, 14 hours, and 54 minutes and 1 second. And it's going to be at Millwall, which it's interesting. It's interesting. This is when rugby for heroes, like help for heroes, that kind of thing. Sports trader. So this is where the money's going, and the money they raise. Remembrance Day, Friday the 11th. Interesting stuff. So it's good that these things are happening in Millwall. I don't know if you saw the Sideman charity. Sideman charity match with KSI and all of that, all the YouTube stars, was at Charlton this weekend. And it was absolutely rammed. Every seat was sold out. They had millions of views on YouTube. It was insane. It was insane, the level of interest in that. And it's like literally crazy. It's like Charlton haven't had a sellout like that probably since 2000 when they were still in the Premier League. 20 years, most people they've ever had in their stadium. Crazy. But yeah, so I don't think this is going to be on the same level. But these are the people who may or may not be involved. I don't know if this is preliminary. There's some rugby players here. I have no idea. I literally have no idea who any of these people are. Sean O'Brien, I've kind of heard of him. Mike Tyndall, I've heard of Mike Tyndall. But Mick McCarthy, obviously, we know who he is. He's managing their team, so that will be interesting. These are all the rugby players, so, and some personalities as well. YouTube star Little Man, no idea who's that. Is he a little man? Like, is he? What's the word? Short person. Am I allowed to say midget? That's interesting. I guess that would kind of be funny because you got all these massive rugby players built like brick shithouses, and you got like a little man, a little person. Interesting stuff. And then you've got the other side here. Very much kind of West Ham-y feeling to this. Harry Redknapp, Marlon Harewood, Anton Ferdinand, and that's very light. They're waiting for more people to come on their side. But John Fashanu, he's been like 60 years old now, isn't he? But I'm surprised. Like when you're that old and you're an ex-footballer, your knees and that still work and that stuff. I don't know. But there you go. This is what's happening at the Den on Friday the 11th of November, Remembrance Day. So it's chalk and cheese. When you look at this, and then you look at this, like, what? Like they couldn't even put a link to that website. And to be fair to them, maybe that website didn't exist when they did this. I don't know. But there you go. There is a charity match at the Den during the international break, which would be fun to go to. And it's all in a good cause as well. So there you have it. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.